I'm Steve Boyd, and I'm running for U.S. House of Representatives in Minnesota's 7th District. I'm a Republican, but even more importantly, I'm guided by my Christian faith, timeless truth, and the Constitution. From the local level to the national level, people are tired of the political games, the talking points, and empty gestures. We have real problems in this nation. And I believe at the root of these problems is the abandonment of our principles as a nation. Personal responsibility, limited government, and a moral standard rooted in biblical principles that honors God as our creator and ultimate judge. This abandonment of our principles has produced the symptoms we see today: an out of control, top heavy, bloated federal government bureaucracy and nearly $35 trillion in debt, a humanitarian, financial, and national security crisis due to open border policies of the Biden administration and weak leadership in Washington, an anti-God, humanist, Marxist ideology permeating every institution of media, government, education, and more, and the value of life being thrown aside with abortion and endless wars. We become too comfortable, and it's resulted in weak men and an ever-weakening nation, but there is a positive in this. As things have become worse, people are waking up and are ready to take action to alter the course and right the ship. Now, how is that done? What are the action steps? We have to have a vision and a message that motivates, inspires, and provides hope. We have to understand the battle we're in to be able to fight it and win. This isn't just a political battle. This isn't Republican versus Democrat. This is good versus evil, a culture of life versus a culture of death, Marxism versus freedom, ordinary, hardworking people versus the Washington establishment. So we have to get our priorities straight. We need representatives who put God first, country second, and personal interest dead last. Now here's what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. We shouldn't keep rubber stamping incumbents, believing that our guy isn't the problem. We should know whether our representative is actively part of the solution or part of the problem. We shouldn't continue the business as usual approach of playing political games, using tired talking points and manufactured voting records to keep the base happy while continuing to sell out our children's future. Too often from our side, the message is just the Democrats are terrible. Vote for us. It's past time we the people expect more from our representatives and for our representatives to actually expect more from the people. Here's what I expect you to hold me accountable to. I will use every piece of legislative leverage we have to take action on the key pressing issues such as our absurd spending and our border crisis. And if that means shutting down the government, that's what we will do. I will shine a light on corruption, keep the people informed, and use the resources available to equip and motivate them to action like myself and my team have been doing throughout our entire grassroots campaign. I will stand strong against the foreign and special interests that seek to destroy our core values and way of life. I will be laser focused on dismantling our bloated bureaucracy, $1 and one intrusive, unconstitutional agency at a time. Now here's what I'm unwilling to do. I am not willing to go along with protecting other countries' borders when we refuse to protect our own. I am not willing to stay silent while our government targets its own citizens they deem political enemies, whether it is President Trump, January 6 defendants, or pro-life demonstrators. And I'm not willing to continue to sell out our children's future in reckless, unaccountable spending. Unlike too many in our party right now, I am not willing to abandon unborn children in the interest of building or maintaining a political career. And I am not willing to lie to you and tell you all you have to do is give me your money and your vote, and I'll go solve your problems. See, it's past time someone, anyone at all, stands up to the overbearing federal government built by our current elected officials that now tells us how we should run our business, how we should farm our land, how we should raise our children, and how we should worship our God. At the same time, we must realize that not all the solutions are going to come from legislation or legislators themselves. This mindset has gotten us where we are today. As I've said over and over, we can't fix too much government with more government. We have to build and sustain a movement of ordinary, hardworking people that extends far beyond the traditionally self-serving interests of a political campaign and reaches into the hearts and minds of those people, inspiring them to get involved and taking back responsibility for their freedom, removing their reliance on the government, and instilling a sense of duty to defend and preserve liberty. Nationwide, people are waking up. Now is the time to capture the hearts and minds of the American people with truth and hope. See, our children are worth fighting for, our nation is worth defending, and our freedom is worth preserving. Join me in this fight, and together we can make Minnesota's 7th District a catalyst for the revival of liberty our nation so desperately needs.